Hey, welcome to the show. My name is John Peacock. It is great to see you. This is episode 12 of season 2. Man, we're making some ground. We're taking some ground. And every Friday, we emphasize our Y Day. We call it Friday Y Day. And joining me on the show on Fridays, as always, is Dan Ruda and Tommy Bowman. What's up, fellas?
Good morning. How you doing?
Doing great. Tommy, how you doing?
Real good, man.
Yeah.
Happy Friday. Happy Friday. It's
Happy Friday.
Remember last week we couldn't remember who the Bears were playing, and then we got to watch them.
We did.
Beat the Lions of Detroit, which was awesome.
I mean,
one way to start the season.
Wow.
Yes.
That comeback, I mean, I feel like we need to start before we get into our content. We need to talk about the Bears for a little bit.
No, this is our content. I feel like.
What'd you guys think of the game?
Riveting. Yeah, so full transparency, I wasn't able to watch it live. We were busy. So I went back and caught which I love. It's concise. It's 15 minutes.
Yeah.
It is play by play. So I didn't realize until I was watching that how down to the wire it actually was. It was incredible.
Nail biter.
And then when I saw the replay of basically the guaranteed standard slant route touchdown dropped, that was interesting. That was interesting.
Yeah, life's rough if you're a Detroit fan.
Yeah.
It was like, and I don't mean to pick on the guy because he's a phenomenal athlete, but it was like watching an actual lion try to catch the ball. That's what it looked like. Just a couple lion pads.
No opposable thumbs.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, the ball was in his
I didn't
hands.
watch the third quarter because I was so fed up by the first half. So I went to pick up my daughter, and then the dad, he's like, they're coming back. So I went home and watched and pleasantly surprised.
Where are you guys at with the whole quarterback controversy? I mean, all we know is quarterback controversy as Chicago Bears fans. We've only had one quarterback really that we loved, which was the punky QB. But so, I mean, what are you guys thinking about Mitch?
Yeah, we've never even really had a controversy because there's never been like anything to pick from.
Yeah, that's true. Just
But
more,
I guess
more
we kind of
depression.
do. Yeah, we kind of do now. I think they had to start him.
Yeah.
Give him a chance. I think they're assuming he's not going to do very well, and they're going to put in Nick Foles. But that just bought him another game. That comeback. So
It did. That ball he threw. Number 17, Miller. Oh my gosh! Now that was an incredible throw, incredible catch. So I had a huge party at my house. All my neighbors were over. We just had such a fun time. I mean, you could have heard me from Streamwood. I was yelling so loud. That play was unbelievable. It was unbelievable. It's a great throw. It was a great throw. I mean, he did. I mean, the problem is he looked so good in the last quarter that I think he's definitely got to start this week, right?
Yeah.
At least give him the first half.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we're favored quite heartily over the New York Football Giants. They're not a very good team. So
yeah.
It's gonna take a tremendous athlete to overcome the vicious Chicago sports cycle, which is news breaks early. We have the golden child. It's gonna be amazing. We put him up on a pedestal and then we crucify him in about a game and a half.
Yep.
If anybody can make it through that Chicago sports cycle, you are strong, my friend.
So I thought it'd be fun to talk about Bear football. We're probably gonna do that every Friday for the fall. I can tell you this much: it was great to watch football.
Big
I was
Ten
a little.
I think the Big Ten said they're going to do an 8-game season after saying they weren't. So
About time. It's like, I mean, imagine being a Big Ten football player last weekend. How mad would you have been watching all your peers playing? And the thing is, schools are being smart about it. If there's a outbreak, they shut it down for a number of days. Everyone gets better, and let's keep going. So I feel like they have a good plan for it.
Yeah, the combo of the cool fall breeze and football is just like it's. I can't describe how good it feels.
No, it's unbelievable how good it feels. The NFL opener, with Andy Reid in his shield.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
He needs to get a wiper on it.
Yeah, he does. He needs a little blade. Anyway, hey, so we're talking about Friday Y Day, and every Friday we are talking to our friends of Mission Church that we lead, and it is a joy, truly a joy, to lead the people that God's entrusted us to lead. Mission Church and others watch this show that aren't part of Mission, but we talk a lot about on Fridays just leadership things around our church and how we're doing, and we share some wins. And what we've been doing the past number of weeks on Fridays is working through a statement that comes from the book Canoeing the Mountains. Awesome book. We just finished it as a staff. And the phrase is start with convictions. There's the book right there. Start with convictions. The second part is stay calm, stay connected. And then the fourth part is what, Dan Ruda?
Stay the course.
Stay the course. That's right. Stay the course. So we're going to talk about staying the course today, specifically through our three values of gathering differently, growing intentionally, and going missionally. And as we kind of talk about and begin talking about staying the course, we have some things to celebrate with a whole bunch of folks that are staying the course by growing intentionally through our growth track. We just kicked off our growth track. So Dan, Tommy, I'd love for you guys to share some W's that happened this week.
Yeah, this has been a full week. A few hundred people growing intentionally. We've got the planter course that kicked off Monday night, the partner course on Tuesday night, and then the alpha course on Wednesday night. And already cool stories of transformation, people encountering God in some really cool ways, and just forming friendships and relationships and coming out of this kind of past 6-8 month season of like wiping away their eyes and be like, whoa, there are people in a world out there. So that's been really, really good to see this week.
That's so cool.
Yeah. And I think when I was at the planter course, obviously with Dan, stopped by Wednesday night to peek in on alpha. But I mean, when it comes to those four things, the people that are growing intentionally, those are the people that I think they're starting with the conviction. They want to help people find and follow Christ. They have this desire to stay connected to people, which we've talked about. They're staying calm. They're not freaking out. They're having courage. But this is them staying the course. I think the last 6 months threw everybody off course. And when I look at people that are really living out and embodying our values of gather, grow, go, I'm like, these are people that are on course, staying the course. And I know it inspires us to see our people engage like that. So great win. Way to go, Dan, too, with week one of the growth track.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. And not only engaging, but those of you that are a part of Mission Church, if you watch this, if you volunteer on any parts of the growth track, if you're engaged, like kudos on also innovating, because for the first time we're doing it live at the building and live streaming online. And so I've got volunteers on my alpha team that are hosting alpha circles online for the first time. Kathy Rosalvo's hosting and running alpha at her house out of her side kind of patio garage area. And so it's awesome.
That's
so innovating and it's working.
I heard you had a great call with Andy Cook. He's one of our hosts as well, right? Online.
Yep.
And,
totally.
And it went super well.
Yep. He was on Cloud9 last night. He was just like, that was amazing. And he's like, I got to be honest, I was nervous all day. It invited me to be praying. I didn't know if anyone was going to show up. And I was like, welcome to my life every day. But he loved it. And he was just really encouraging me. And so
I had breakfast this week at Blackberry Market. You guys ever been there?
Ooh, well done.
Very good.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's so good.
They're cinnamon rolls. If you've
I mean, I can't eat those. But what I did get is they have this deal. It's like 2 eggs on a bed of mixed greens with bacon and aioli sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Oh my gosh. And some nice potatoes on the side, real nice potatoes on the side. It was a delight with a little bit of intelligentsia coffee.
Ooh.
And I broke some bread with old George Petro, our buddy.
Nice.
So good to see George. And he was telling me about, he's staying the course. He's growing intentionally through, right now he's in the partner course.
Yep.
And he did the live stream option. So
I was chatting with him. I was like, hey, George, good to see you.
Yeah,
buddy.
dude, he said it was great.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, no, give me some feedback. Like, what can we fix? And he's like, dude, it was great. So he's like, you guys, like, it went so well. So he's like, right when, everyone got thrown to their, their breakouts. He said it worked super well. Great connection in their Zoom breakout. So it's just pretty amazing. You think about, if there's ever been a time where there's an excuse that culturally people will totally buy, it's right now when you can just say, nah, I'm just, I don't know. I'm just going to wait and see. I don't want to do it. most people are going to be not give you a hard time about it. They're going to be like, yeah, I get it, right? It's hard. Things are frustrating. Everyone's tired, so on and so on and so on. It's been so encouraging to see the 300 folks in our church saying, you know what? I'm going to stay the course. I'm going to stay the course. I'm going to grow intentionally. And so please feel from me and from Tommy and Dan, our virtual high five right there, virtual high five to you. 300 of you guys. It's amazing. You are staying the course. You're growing intentionally. It's just super cool. I'm getting to host Alpha in my garage with my neighbors on Thursday nights. Maybe we can talk about that in another week, but it's just super cool what God is doing. And as a church, we're just saying, there's a way forward. There's a way forward. And we're going to stay the course. So that's specifically through growing intentionally. I'd like to talk a little bit, guys, about what's coming up over the next 3 weeks. We're kicking off a brand new teaching series this weekend called Standing Strong.
Ooh, strong. That's a good title.
You like that?
Very strong.
A friend of mine,
Standing Strong.
A friend of mine said, hey, here's a good title for you. I'm not going to name any names right now, but he's drinking a cold brew. And so Standing Strong, and it's through the book of Philippians. So a couple times a year, we do like kind of like a deep dive in a book of the Bible. We teach the Bible every weekend, but we'll like walk through a book. So we're going to be walking through Philippians for the next 5 weeks. Pretty excited about it. I've been, what's the word? Like I've been on a deep dive of the book of Philippians for the past couple weeks, prepping for it. So that's kicking off. And then what we're doing, as you guys know, I want to talk about is we're talking about volunteering over the next 3 weeks. And I'd like for you guys to talk real quick, making the connection between, as it says in the book, Canoeing the Mountains, when you're in uncharted territory, when you're leading off the map, when quite frankly, there is no map, you gotta stay the course. And part of that is by sticking together, which was what we talked about last week. Talk to us a little bit about how that connects with this idea of volunteering, which we would say is gathering differently.
Yeah, it's good. I think it goes back to July of 2011 when we were a launch team, and we were, a couple months away from going public. First public service grand opening. There's about 70 of us in the room, and we announced. I think it was you, John, that announced in this circle. We announced, "Hey, coming up, we've got 150 volunteer opportunities," and people looked around and did the math and was like, there's only 70 of us here. And so that was really the birth of our volunteerism culture. And it's been strong ever since then. And you've said it before too, like people are sitting in the sacrifice of other people that, and I just think we also hear all the time when people say mission became home. Is when they said, I'm going to volunteer. And you said it in your message last week, that something happens to the human soul because of we're images of God and God serves, that when you give of yourself for other people, it's perhaps the time you are the most fulfilled. And so there's going to be an opportunity the next 3 weeks for people to gather differently through volunteering. One of the easiest ways that you can stay the course here at Mission. So.
And there's some cool stories that I've been hearing about. I want to celebrate real quick, because volunteering right now is going to look like a lot of different ways, which is really, really cool. So the traditional volunteerism is certainly happening and needs to keep happening. In fact, we need more and more volunteers for At the Building. Mission Kids is getting ready to launch along with middle school here on October 4th. So it's going to look like that, which is awesome, right? It's amazing. But I heard a story last week, a lady named Carol, older in our community, and just with everything with COVID is like trying to be real careful with how many folks she's around. And we're like, yeah, we totally get that. And yet she's staying the course around joining our team to handwrite thank you cards to people. Dan, tell us a little bit about that story, man. It fired me up. I'm like, what an awesome example of what it looks like to keep volunteering, even in a different kind of way.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of those things where it's like life to a certain degree has been limited in some ways, and certain people are at different comfort places. There's always something that you can do to experience what, John, you talked about last week, which is purpose being for you, but not about you. And so she was like, there's still something in me to give because it's life-giving to volunteer, only life has changed a little bit. So what I can do is this. I can show encouragement and appreciation and handwrite cards and let people know that they're seen, that they're welcome, that they're appreciated. And so it's just a simple way to go, same course, but I get to be a little bit creative. Same direction, same focus, but just a little different way of doing things. Another way that a lot of you are hosting is we're hosting watch parties, and you guys are volunteering. So many of you are volunteering by hosting your watch party. And so Christina Summerson, if you're watching this, I know you and Christina Green. You are now.
Yeah, come on, man.
You are now Mrs. Green.
You did the wedding.
Yeah.
It.
It's just Christina Summerson. Christina Green. Congratulations, by the way.
I heard you did a great job on the wedding.
Oh, thank you.
In fact, everyone watching right now, if you want, to get married and you want someone to officiate your wedding, I have passed the mantle. I've passed the mantle on to one Daniel J. Ruda.
Appreciate that. So Christina Green.
Yeah, ask Dan. Dan at wearemission.com.
And Bob Green. I've got a long list. They can tell you how well I did, and then you can make a decision if you want me to officiate. But they host their watch party. This is how they volunteer. And so they drag their kitchen table out on their side patio outside to make sure it's in walking range of their neighbors walking. And she's like, here's the deal. She's like, she's increased in prayer. Cause like what we've said, when you step out of your comfort zone, there's this dependency that's created. And so she's like, A, it's been really good for our prayer life. B, we are just the consistent ones. And the cool thing is basically different friends and neighbors come every single week. So she's like, at first I was a little like, oh, we're not seeing the same people repeating. But then she's like, wait a minute. I'm being obedient. I'm being consistent. And it's just kind of cool that different people are coming. We're just going to be there.
That's awesome.
And if you see us, you see us. We've got a place for you. So they're volunteering by hosting their watch party. And that's going strong.
Yep. There's still tremendous need here at the building. Like John said, if you want to volunteer, like you remember it looking on a number of our teams, operations, kids, we need middle school help, but I should say, there's online options. There's great online options. The connections team, Jackie Glass has a lot of great online options. People connecting with people online, even praying with them online.
Yes. So cool.
Mission Kids and middle school has online opportunities to lead virtual kids groups. You get kind of a live look into the room, and then you do breakouts with kids. So there are needs. So if you guys watching like us at all, the three of us want to do us a favor specifically.
I'm sure they do. Oh, they definitely do.
No, it's part of who we are. We gather differently. One of the ways we gather differently is volunteering. And so don't miss the opportunity to give of yourself this fall. Shake the cobwebs off, get up off the couch and volunteer.
Do something.
Yeah. Just
do something.
Yeah. And you're going to hear Andrew's story. I won't give it away over this coming week. And it's a great volunteer story. And in case you're like a person that's like, I'm kind of waiting to see how this goes until I take the big step of volunteering. One of the things that's cool about Andrew's story is I think he's been here twice. He's been like gathering to the building twice, I think for a total of just a couple of months now, but he's only been in the building twice. Now he's volunteering on a team at the building. And so it's one of the things that you can just jump in, get going right away, gather differently, and volunteer.
Yeah, he's on the safety team. And if I could pick anyone in our church who I'd want on the safety team, it'd be old Andrew there. He is a stout fella. So I feel very safe.
Hey, I'd be curious right now in the comments. There's a whole bunch of folks watching this on Facebook. As well as on wearemission.online. This is interactive. I would love to hear where are you currently volunteering at. This would be fun. Let's get some comments going. Where are you volunteering at? Some of you might type in production or kids or parking lot or alpha students or alpha in Spanish. I don't know where it is, but it'd be fun for me to kind of just scroll back through the comments. I'd love for you to share, hey, where are you volunteering at right now? We're talking about staying the course, and one of the ways we stay the course is what we talked about last week. We stay connected, and I can't think of a better way of staying connected and staying the course is through volunteering. And right now, we're getting creative. There's so many different environments, so many different ways for you to volunteer, for you to use your one and only life to help other people find and follow Christ. And it's just so cool to hear the stories that are coming in. This weekend, before we finish here, we're talking about courage. We're talking about courage. And, Dan and Tommy, you've seen the manuscript. You guys always help give me feedback with that. And I'd just be curious, haven't prepped you for this, but You've read the manuscript. What of the manuscript kind of has you a little excited for our people to hear for this weekend in all 3 of our venues, online, at the building, and watch parties? What do you think?
It's good.
I like your sorry, this is going to be deep. I like your Lee Greenwood joke. When I read it in the manuscript, I laughed really hard. For those of you that
From
don't
the
remember,
lakes of Minnesota to the
hills of Tennessee,
across the
plains
of
Texas,
from sea to shining sea. Anyway,
from Detroit down to Houston.
Do you remember when he wore that leather jacket with the American flag on it?
Do I remember?
Crushed it.
Forget.
I loved. I was a big fan.
No, but the best, I think that now I don't want to give anything away. You know,
it's okay.
Maybe I just did. Yeah. I think when you talk about I think the core principle of your message is that we import truth in order to export courage. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, I think getting down to like, how often is your face in the Bible, or are you listening to the Bible app or devotional to import the truth? You cannot manifest courage on your own. That's not how it works. But
do you have
God does that for you. Has
there been a really, really helpful Bible reading plan that you've engaged in recently or in one right now?
Yeah, either the Bible in 1 year with Nicky Gumbel, the Alpha guy. Yeah. Yep. And then also, I just think the Bible Project stuff is awesome. And they have like videos in the YouVersion app. You can watch a video on the book of Matthew and then read the book of Matthew. So I highly recommend
that's cool.
to search the Bible Project within YouVersion. Great stuff from them.
Cool. Dan, anything you're excited about for this weekend's message?
Yeah. What Tommy just mentioned, was it for me, the import truth to export courage?
Yeah.
You'll say it correctly, but the heart of it is that. Yeah. And I think for those of us listening in, and especially if you're a part of Mission, and if you're not, there's a lot of people feeling and lacking a lot of things in today's culture, and just like with everything that's going on in their lives. And if we aren't receiving something, what's spilling out of us around them, whether it's just talks about pandemic or politics or whatever, like it has a collective effect on all of us.
Yeah.
And so I think it's a really important question to be asking, like, what are we taking in? What are we importing that's spilling out to the people around us? If you're a follower of Jesus, this is going to be good encouragement that John's going to give you this weekend. That's going to remind us of like, yeah, there's some truth here that actually is supposed to positively impact. And so even when I was reading through the manuscript, I was like, just doing a quick refresh through the week. And it's like, if I'm interacting with people, what's like spilling out? What am I fueling them with? Is it more fear? Is it more, we'll wait and see what happens? Is it more, or is it actually a reminder of truth, of something that's going to be positive and building up and not promoting freaking out? Because there's plenty of that to go around.
Yeah. And this came up a couple weeks ago, I think on Friday Y Day too, as something that's been on my heart. And I know we share this, is I believe Mission Church is the way we're going to leave a mark to close out 2020 is through our boldness and through our courage.
Yeah.
It's through staying calm. It's through not freaking out. And so, just definitely show up, tune in. You're going to want to hear this message, but to what they're saying, like what's coming out of you right now is a direct reflection of what's going in through your eyes, through your ears. That's what's coming out. And one other thing I want to say too, is when it comes to volunteering, I think never before, if you look at it from an investment of time, never before has 60 minutes been so helpful to somebody else on the receiving end. Like, people have not had a smiling face. They have had very few people serve them, do something for them. So if you like want to get dividends from your investment, like there's no greater time to have your impact multiplied through volunteering. So just wanted to add that.
That's so good. Well, hey, Sunday is going to be great. To everyone that I see at the 9 a.m. and 10:30 here at the building, I'm pumped to see you. We're already starting to ask folks to move from the 10:30 to the 9 to make room for more.
Yes.
We're already starting to fill up. We're excited to talk about volunteering over the next few weeks. I'm excited for Philippians, for us to stand strong, certainly this fall. So important. So perhaps I'll see you at the building. If I don't see you here, I want to make sure you're gathering somewhere in a way that's really going to help you stay the course. So if it's online, don't gather on your own, but invite some friends to gather with you. And I also know anywhere from 25 to 35 watch parties are going to be happening in driveways and patios. And I just want you guys to know, those of you that are hosting watch parties, I believe you are the ones leading the charge when it comes to courage. You really are. And I hope that you feel my affirmation, my admiration of the way that you are allowing the Spirit of God to work in and through your life. Great job. Stay the course on that. But we will see you guys this weekend. That's all we have for Friday Y Day. Sharing is caring. If you would, let's share this episode. Let's get it out. And we will see you guys this weekend. And on Monday, by the way, guys, Sanjay Merchant, Dr. Sanjay Merchant, who is a professor of theology, is going to join me on Mondays over the course of this series of Philippians, giving us a whole lot more content and backstory to the book of Philippians. I'll see you guys, if not this weekend, Monday morning at 8 a.m. Peace. Love you guys.